Welcome to your transformative program, Women and Leadership on Canal International, where empowerment meets ambition. In the heartbeat of 2024, we focus on the theme which is investing in women, accelerating growth, purpose journey dedicated to cultivating resilient leaders. Join us as we architect a future where women strive, building not just careers but legacies as well. The program is Women and Leadership on Canal International. We'll be right back. Investing in women is not just a financial decision, it's a strategic move towards accelerating growth despite progress. Challenges persist, highlighting the needs for targeted empowerment programs, daily, monthly, yearly. Why not? By recognizing and addressing these hurdles, we pave the way for a more inclusive and prosperous future for women all over the world. In this edition, we diagnose this year's theme, which is investing in women, accelerating growth. If you have missed a past edition, you just have to go to our YouTube page. You type Canal International Women and Leadership and watch all our past editions. We'll be right back after the jingle. And let the conversation begin. I've invited just the right women to diagnose this very important thematic for 2024. And I'll begin with someone that is very close to my right. She's called Dr. Vivian Atatabod, but I know her for a movement she has been trying to build a couple of years back. It has to do with 50 plus women. 50 plus club. All about the game, because you're like, if you've reached 50, you need to start doing something about it. So,
yeah. Thank you so much, Maureen. Thank you for inviting me today. 50 plus club, is just helping people after the age of 50 to live a fulfilling life. Because I realize that most of them will get to 50 and retirement age, we tend to die very young because people they feel isolated, they don't really know what to do. At times they find themselves getting into other activities that they were not prepared for it. So I am the one who advocates for 50 years, a more enjoyable time in your lifetime. People usually say life begins at 50. And
no more 40, right?
No more 40, 50. Okay. That's when you have a lot of activities to do. And
right beside her we have Ngando Clara. She is a finance executive for 17 years. I think after the CEO we have a finance executive. I would like you to tell us how you got to that position very briefly and how you maintain the cap up to moment.
Okay, so first of all, I've had clarity from beginning, and I have stayed focused. To get to where you want to be, you have to know where you want to be. So from when I started my journey, my professional journey, I have always known where I want to go to. And I have always kept a checkbox where I check it along as I go. And I have looked up to ladies that I would want to be like. I've always had a mentor and I have always had a coach. And that is how I've been.
And does March 8th, does it signify anything to you? How important is it to you?
March 8th, Women's Day. I think every day is a Women's Day for me.
All right. Yeah.
So March 8th is just another day. But I usually take March 8th to talk to younger ladies on how they could stay focused and achieve their full potential.
All right, thank you so much. We'll talk about TAT, and that will be this year's theme. We currently have on my left Medine King Joya. She's the CEO and founder of Ignite Your Life, leadership consultant, corporate trainer, author, speaker, coach. Does a lot in you. How do you manage all this as a woman? Because we have what we call work stress, we have family stress, and we have other pressure, external pressure coming from anywhere. As a woman, how do you cope? How do you manage all that?
Absolutely. I think that a woman is naturally 360 degrees, right? I look at us as 360 degree creatures. Right? At every point in time, we have a pulse on what's happening at home. We have a pulse on what's happening in the family. We have a pulse on what's happening at work. Just all around 360. And if you look at all that I do, I always say it looks like I do a lot. And people ask me, how do you do it? But there are different wagons on the same train, right? Just like Vivian, I knew exactly what I wanted to do in life from the get-go. I was that girl that was very non-conformant in terms of Cameroon, and I wanted to empower other people, so I decided to go down this path, and along the way, all these other titles or these hats just showed up, and that's how I really became all that I am.
Thank you so much. But now, very quick one. What does the fabric, the Women's Day fabric, does it represent anything to you?
What does?
We have a lot of women going in to buy the Women's Day fabric. Just put on, maybe they'll have a march past. Does that represent anything to you?
Yes.
Is it important?
Yeah, I think it is important. I've heard people had different opinions about that. To me, it is important. You know why? Because it's just symbolic. It's a symbolic gesture of what the Women's Day is all about. So when we talk about investing in
the cost of coming.
The cost?
The cost of coming and the pressure you put on others to get that to you.
So I don't think that
you have the fabric where you didn't know about the team, you
no,
didn't
but
know
exactly.
how to apply yourself, it becomes a problem.
So what I'm thinking is, you know, like it's that one moment where the entire world, because remember it's International Women's Day, the entire world is focusing on the girl child, on the woman. We're channeling all of our resources, our brain power into that. So it's just a little something to commemorate now. Not everyone is going to get the fabric, because of course, if you don't have the money and your spouse does not have the money, your job does not have the money, you're not going to get it. So there's really I don't think there should be pressure toward that. However, if you think that last year your spouse brought a lot of problems in the house, right, for you not getting that, it might be an opportunity for the man, because you love your woman, you want to support your woman, you want to show that you like the girl child, right, to save up your little pennies throughout the year to give her that. But ladies, if you don't get the fabric, please don't panic.
All right, Clara, I want to add something to that very briefly.
Yeah, I was going to say, as an individual, I really do not care about the fabric.
Yeah.
But as the CFO, I make sure that my female colleagues own the fabric.
Exactly.
Because that is what they want.
Yes.
And Women's Day is for women to be happy.
To be celebrated.
To be celebrated and
Yes.
to be united.
Yes.
Okay. Now, I want before we
Maureen,
start,
can I just to chip in something also, because you know, people want to belong.
Yes.
We women want to belong.
Yes.
So, as both of them have said, that fabric is just to make you feel you belong to a group of people. I think that's it. But we have to look beyond that.
Beyond that,
It shouldn't just end on the fabric. There's so much to it than just the fabric.
Yes.
Now, before the conversation begins, I want us to watch this report. Is about women. We have Bayan Selams, we have that woman who struggles daily, they have their own challenges, they also have a voice as a woman. So we'll watch their challenges. I'll be right back. That's
our physical safety in the non-conflict zones where there is no conflict. Every day there are reports of femicides. Every day there's a report of rape. Every day there's a report of domestic violence with no response from government. It is as if government is not hearing and seeing the numbers that are going up every day. 2, our sisters who live in the conflict zone, the problem is 10 times worse for them. They are being killed by the bullets of soldiers, by the bullets of armed groups, non-state armed groups. On both sides, they are being killed. They are being raped. They are being kidnapped every single day. And we say that this cannot go on. We cannot enter March, which is our month. We cannot enter it as if everything is okay. We cannot start celebrating, being joyous, as if everything is okay. No, this is a month for which women fought. Women fought to have this month, to have this day of 8th of March. And we must fight as Cameroonian women to make our voices heard and for people to know that we are not okay 8th of March in black.
As a woman, the Women's Day represents a lot to me because it shows the importance of a woman in the society, from being a mother to bearing children and raising them up, and even being a housewife. So Women's Day is a day to be celebrated.
For many women, this day serves as an opportunity to push for change.
8th March is not the day of festivity, it's a day of reclamation. The women can be together that day, just to reclaim it, to ask the right of the woman.
There are also women who use this day to educate and raise awareness on the importance to work for a sustainable community. An example is demonstrated by this group of women dedicated to environmental preservation.
Le 8 mars représente une journée très capitale. Très capitale pourquoi? Parce que en tant que femme, en tant que maman que nous sommes, nous considérons le 8 mars comme une journée à laquelle nous devons montrer le bon exemple à d'autres femmes. Ce n'est pas pour aller soulever le combat comme ça veut dire que le 8 mars elle soulève le combat. Non, non, non. Le 8 mars, nous disons à d'autres femmes que le 8 mars est une journée à laquelle nous devions s'asseoir pour réfléchir, pour planifier l'avenir de nos enfants.
It is important to know that a significant number of women are unaware of this year's theme.
I don't know. Je connais pas le thème de cette année. Je n'ai pas ça en tête. Le thème de cette 39e édition, c'est la femme. Je sais que c'est.
The theme for the 39th edition of International Women's Day is Invest in Women, Accelerate Progress. This theme reinforces the idea that Women's Day is not merely a celebration, but also a reminder of the ongoing struggle for gender equality and the urgent need to advocate for women's rights in the society.
And let the conversation begin, and we are talking about investing in women, accelerating growth. And my first interest is like, what does it mean like investing in women? Talk to us about.
Investing in women, to me, that should be even the first thing any nation can think about, because we know the woman, as King rightly said, we function 360 degrees. Everything rotates around us. So investing in a woman is investing in a community, is investing in a country, because we can then pull the hands of all the other people, including, the men and the children. We can all do that.
Yeah.
So it's very important to invest in women.
All right, Clara, means we have not been investing in women, or the investment has been really low. We're looking at Cameroon. They will probably open up to other countries.
Okay, so looking at Cameroon, I find that women are not fully invested in. When I talk about investment, I talk about giving women the tools and the environment to thrive. And I don't think women have that good environment and the tools to thrive in Cameroon. And of course, I think this is unfortunate because, like Doctor said, you invest in a woman, you invest in a nation.
Yes, yes.
So, I think it is time Cameroonians, men and women alike, intentionally make investment in women a priority.
Now, why at this time? Why do we talk about investment now?
Because we're in the 21st century, right? And we've come a long way. It's been a long time since we went to Beijing.
There should be a problem.
It's been a long time. Yes. So we've not invested enough, just like Dr. and Vivian said right there. We've not invested enough. Maybe it's time for us to start looking at investing in women-led businesses, right? We need to start looking at that. Those little startups, the ventures that women are doing. It's time to look at our policies, right? Even at the policy level, can we put some policies in there to encourage female entrepreneurship, the girl child, gender neutrality, right? Can we look at putting in mentorship programs in place, right? Mentorship and training opportunities in place. So I think that we've done something, but we have not done enough yet. There's still a lot of opportunities, even in the supply chain, right? Maybe start encouraging procurement that looks at companies, women-owned businesses, to give them more market visibility and things like that. So if you look at the broad sector, I think that the male-dominated industries are still very prevalent in Cameroon, and it's time for us to start looking at empowering women.
Now, when we're talking about investing, do we have areas of interest for women, or we are looking at it because it's a little bit complex? I want us to narrow it a little bit. Dr. Vivian.
Yeah, we're talking about investment in women. I think we should, because if we just want to invest in everything, they'll end up not investing in anything. So I want to focus more on the training of a girl child. That's out of the normal
That should be a priority.
academic training. Yes, that, to me that should be a priority. So out of school, what are the other activities, the other trainings a girl child can have that will help this child in future? I think to me, training is very important.
I would want to say the mindset is first of all the place to start. Let me tell you a brief story. When I was born, I am the third child to my father. And when I was born, my father didn't come to the hospital because he said he didn't need a girl. He had 2 boys already, and I was third, and he did not come to the hospital. But I can bet without a doubt that I'm my father's best child. Now. And whenever he gives, whenever he's trying to advise couples, he tells them, "Oh, get a girl child."
Yes.
So I think there's a mindset shift. So it's like, I mean, it's cultural.
Actually, 10, 20 years ago, when people were like looking at a girl child, like, she's not one investing.
But now people are beginning to understand that you train a girl child, your family
the family is okay.
Yes, secured.
It's
very
secure.
secure.
Right. Now let's look at the tools. What is needed to invest in a woman? How do we invest in a woman? What are those tools that are necessary to invest in a woman?
They're quite a lot. But for me, the few that come to my mind, I'm big on mentorship, right? So we need to create mentorship and training programs where other women who are already successful in their own right, in their fields, in their careers, can mentor younger women who are interested. Could be in entrepreneurship, whatever it is. I think that that's important. Training programs. We need training programs in the institutions, at home, at churches, wherever, in government, to train women on leadership. Because think about a woman, for instance, who has never been trained. Now she's a general manager or a senior vice president in a company, and you want her to be an exemplary leader. But she never had the leadership training that she needs to lead people without really touching them, by being that example for them. I think about networking opportunities, right? We need to create environments where like-minded women and other individuals can network together. So if you look at something like entrepreneurship, create that networking environment where the investors can be there, potential investors.
But the women too need to move. You need to move to those places.
That will come with the training, right?
Okay.
That will come with the training, teaching them to go network, to go meet with these people, mingle with them so they can learn.
So to add to what Meldin just said, you know, it is in layers.
Yes.
Before you get to the point that you're mentored, you have to believe in yourself. So I mean, for me, I believe it starts.
We're looking at that's stage 1.
Yeah,
right?
it starts from when they are born.
Okay.
As they grow up, let them understand they can be whatever they want to be.
Absolutely.
Once they believe in themselves from when they are young, the sky is just...
It's the beginning.
It's not telling the girl child from the time she's born, she has to love her body. She has to believe in herself.
Yes.
And then
she has to be confident. Because one thing I have noticed, and that cuts across, me inclusive, is that as women, we tend to shy about our abilities.
Yes.
I mean, a man, if there's an opportunity there and a man has got nothing, he will apply for that opportunity.
Yes.
But a woman starts thinking, oh, A is okay, B is not okay, I'm not fit, next year I'll be ready.
Yes.
But if you are trained from the one that you've got all it takes to be the best in this world.
All right, let's look. Okay.
Maureen, yes, I just want to add to what Clara just said. All this starts from the home, and it all starts with personal development. What do you tell your daughters when they are growing up? We, the mothers, what do we tell them? Oh, you're unfit, you can't do this. Don't you see this person's daughter, how she's performing well and so on? In that case, you just frustrate this little girl.
Yes.
I know when he's growing up, of course, she thinks she's a second-class citizen.
Oh, yes.
But then we need to know what to tell our daughters to put in their subconscious mind that I am not who people think I am. I am more than that.
And as mothers,
as
mothers, we have to be conscious and intentional because representation matters. And as King said, a mother is the first mentor of a little girl.
Yes.
She sees what you do. My mother went to school at 42 to become a teacher. After she had given birth to 7 kids. I am in school right now. Because I know nothing stops me.
Yes.
Not age,
Yes.
nothing. Yeah.
I'm glad you
if
said
my,
that.
If my mother could do it,
I can.
Of course I can.
Absolutely.
Do it. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, the next question that comes to my mind is, who should invest in a woman?
Everyone.
Who should invest in a woman?
Everyone. Like what they were just saying.
A woman should invest in herself
First.
All right.
because
That's where we
thinking
start.
about who would invest
In her.
And I think we should put it the other way around, Clara. It starts with the mother.
Yes.
And they have the parents.
The parents.
Before
I was
you,
going to
the
say, why
woman,
do we
the
keep
second.
saying the mother? The
Yeah,
parents.
the parents.
Parents
The
invest by doing
parents.
what?
Yes.
By giving them up, giving them that right upbringing, working on their mindset, and letting them know who they are.
Yes.
I tell my kids, you know what? I look at my daughter and say, baby, you know you are so beautiful. God made you so beautiful. You are the smartest girl I've ever seen.
Yes.
And then she's happy. Oh,
Yes,
mommy, are you
mom
sure?
told
I
me
say
that.
yes. So that's home.
I
And
love
then when it gets to the age now where the child is a bit more mature, they start teaching the child how to take care of herself. If you don't love yourself, you can't love the other person.
Exactly.
Okay.
The Bible says love yourself and love others.
Yes.
So the parents should invest in the
Invest,
children,
then the child invests in herself,
in herself, and after that, now
who
we
should
have
invest?
After
No,
that,
we
they
have,
go.
of
They
course.
leave home, right? They go
Yes.
to school.
They go to school.
So
then
the
now
secondary schools that
the
they go to,
community.
so the community should also
So
invest in the
invest.
girl child. When you get a
Yes.
job, the companies. That's why I'm big on companies having programs
And even
to
the
empower
government.
the girl child.
Yeah.
And you take that two
come to the
steps further.
government.
The
Okay.
government also. That's the ultimate umbrella,
yeah.
right?
Women,
Yes, and women.
Women should invest in women, and I think we can do that by being intentional. Intentionally fighting to get a seat at the table. When
Yes,
policies
are being made.
Yeah, try when you have that seat at that table, insisting on making policies that have explicit, clear targets on investments on women.
Yes, and the girl child.
It is we cannot argue about that. We are less privileged.
Yes.
If it comes to investment, even for entrepreneurs, about 3% of venture capitalist investment goes to women-led businesses. Women are supposed to work 5-10 times harder than their male colleagues to be where they are. And so I think as women, we have to be intentional to help lift other women that are blessed to be where they are at leadership position should take it as a challenge to bring up other ladies. So that
And that's where the
together
problem
we
is,
can
Clara.
thrive.
That's where the problem is, because whether we like it or not, men are different from women.
Yes, of
Women, we are so full of jealousy, envy, not wanting the other woman to be like you.
But why
that's
do you,
a reality.
Why do you
So we
think? Why
start
do you
working
think
on those
that is?
things.
Why do you think that is?
I
Because
think-
sometimes I'm thinking, is it a
Yes.
perception or is it a reality?
I think it's
Yeah.
a perception.
Exactly.
It's a myth.
It's a myth. We've been taught that
Yes.
for ages.
Yes.
We've been taught, because here's what I think. I cannot be this woman at work who is jealous, competitive with you, but I'm home, I'm a kind, loving mother.
Yes.
So what is it that programmed me to be competitive at work? What is it that made me say, hey, I'm not going to share all my secrets with you
Yeah,
because
my
you're going to
success
replace me?
Yes.
That I think that it was planned. It's because women are such a minority. But whereas 60% of the Cameroonian population is women. So
yes.
when you look at that, we're competing for one position. So I'm not going to open up and train you because you're going to come take my place.
what you
I
are
think
saying,
that
you're
it is
very- it's very-
institutionalized. So we need to get to a point where
I may differ with you a bit to say
Okay.
it's 100% a myth. It's
Yes.
not. It's not 100% a myth.
I think-
It's a reality. There's some percentage of truth in it, and until we women we accept that and that we want to hold each other's hand and move forward,
Yes.
we'll not do it.
I think
I'm telling you.
I think it's a myth.
I think
And
it's a
why-
myth.
And
I
why
honestly think
do
it's
I
a
say
myth.
it's a myth? Men fight men.
yes,
But they don't
worse
focus on
worse
it.
than we do.
And you see, if you are a woman, if you are a woman and you think strongly that another woman is your enemy, the energy you bring out when you meet another
Exactly.
woman is negative,
Yes.
and there's no way that woman is going to help you.
Yes.
I tell you what I am a product of mentorship.
Yes.
And all my mentors have been
They were women.
women.
All right.
Yeah.
I stayed in Ghana for 18 years. I badly wanted to come back to Cameroon, and I was just having a chat with a woman,
Okay.
and she told me there's this opportunity. And that's how I came back to Cameroon.
Same thing with me.
And it is not.
Yeah,
it wasn't.
Same thing with me.
It's a myth.
Now you see, we say it's a myth.
I've been here from day one until 58 years I'm here, so I can perhaps I'm talking about the reality that I saw.
So I'm going to piggyback on what she just
so
said.
People are coming from outside. You look at it differently.
Cameroon, the reality is different.
It's a Cameroonian woman that told me that.
Because she said we should talk about Cameroon woman
So
first.
let's go back to that point, right?
We're
We're saying it's a myth, but guess what? Why am I here? Right? I'm based in the US. I came in December briefly for a wedding, and from conversations with powerful women who are leaders of institutions, I was prompted to come back because they see that there's an opportunity for us as women to give back, to empower other women, to show them that that myth about women are so jealous, competitive, and envious of each other is not really there. But here's the thing though, policies. So when companies start intentionally opening up leadership positions for women, because if you go to a company, for instance, if there are 10 senior vice president or leadership positions, 9 of them are men, one is a woman. When companies change that narrative to say it's going to be equal, we're going to have gender neutral, 5-5, why would women fight?
And it can
you see what
happen,
I mean?
It can only happen in companies when that one woman insists on policies that would
encourage women to come up.
Yeah.
Right, and there are a few companies who are doing that, and I'm so impressed by them. Right, saying, you know what, if a position comes up, we need women to apply for this.
Let's look at the role of government. Because we think that government should also invest in women, and women have this issue about finance. They don't have the means to get to banks. And what do you think could be done? We're talking about investing. A lot of women in Cameroon are involved in the informal sector. And you have difficulties pulling that business from that informal sector. Now, what do you do? And how should government accompany women? We have the Ministry of Women Empowerment and the Family. We have different ministries that could help women. Now, what do you think should be the role of women? Have them been doing their job? What should be done this time around?
For governments, like I said, policy. It's only through policies that they can lift up these women. And when I say policy, I do not mean just writing them down. I mean actively acting on the policies so that women can be lifted. For example, giving out during budgets, putting out budgets that are specifically for women-led businesses. Women-led businesses.
Yes, and initiatives.
And following through that budget is given to women.
Yeah, and actually collecting data to be sure at the end of every fiscal year. Let's see what the funding that was allocated. How much of this went towards women-led initiative.
You see, there could be a budget. There could be a budget, but people do not know about.
That's what I want to say. Communication,
awareness, creating awareness.
I want to believe that in Cameroon there are funders. Yes, you know there are banks that can give out loans. There are investors, but we don't know.
And then
we don't know.
Creating programs that will train women. Financial literacy programs, investment readiness programs, financial planning programs that will build women to be ready for such investments, because the investments are not just given out to anybody.
Of
you
course.
have to be investment ready.
They should be trained on how to
understand the criteria to be met.
About the women, the rural women, those people. What about them?
So incorporate them also in the program, right? So specifically target them. Specifically target the women.
Training to the women empowerment and the family. Companies need to do more training. Women wherever they find themselves.
And we can also use like their meeting groups, Jangis,
you
know, even in churches, and go and talk to them and tell them, you know what, there's this possibility, there is amount of money available for women who really want to grow their business. I think it's going to help a lot. So because we live at the national level, a lot of royal women still don't know what's happening.
TV programs like this one, right? That's right. Like to create awareness about different funding opportunities. Because you talked about finance. The financial literacy amongst women worldwide is very low. So when you bring it to a context like Cameroon, it's even lower. So we need to also train them on different financial options, like financing options. So the different financing options. So the typical ones, we all know, they go to a bank. But they're thinking, I don't even have a bank account, so I don't have access to funding, right? Loans, I can't even take a loan. I don't have land, which is the case in Cameroon. But what about things like microfinancing? Because there are those buy and sellers who are turning millions.
If you have an association, the association equally come together and it's okay. Since she wants to grow, we'll see how we can give her a collateral.
That's what I was going to talk about, right?
Women-led venture capitalists.
Yes.
I mean, we have funds that are for women. So
create the awareness. So let the
leaders
know.
Come together and create funds that are just for women. I mean, women leaders. For us to succeed, for women, women to come on, we must be intentional.
Yes.
We must be very, very.
And it starts. So we're saying it starts at the top. So any woman out there who's in a leadership position, if you're a CEO, if you're in government in a position of power, start thinking about legacy. What can you do? How can you participate? How can you contribute in this conversation? We're talking about investing in the woman and the girl child. You understand applied more. You understand the challenges, the difficulties. Start putting that into legislation. When you're meeting, bring up that topic at the table.
Again, I also have this issue. Women too should have the nose for information. Always itching, always searching, always trying. You see a woman, go move towards a woman. If you see a woman that's a role model, move towards her. Ask how you're doing. How did you reach that level?
That's very cool.
Meet her. They're in churches. You see them
everywhere.
Most of them in those leadership positions. You dream or go there. Meet her. She'll be open to you. She'll even want to give you that coaching for free.
Exactly.
Tell you that you can.
Exactly.
Yes, Clara.
What you have said is very important.
Very important.
I mean,
very deep.
Mentorship succeeds when the mentee
is ready
to learn and fully into it. So it is, for me, I think for mentorship to succeed, the onus is on the mentee way more than there.
No, actually, it is 80% on the mentee. And I think that that's a misconception, and I really want to say this from my heart, because over the years, so many Cameroonian women have approached me for mentorship, right? And I always put them through a test. Because you didn't help me get here. I'm here. You want to be like me. My mentors put me to the test. I'm going to put you through the same test. And most of them won't even go through step 1 of that process. And that's because they're not ready. They're expecting you to give them your results right away. Just hand it to me, right? As opposed to let me groom you through that. I remember my very first mentor said to me, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear.
Of course.
So when the mentee is ready, the mentor would appear. But you have to carry their bags and follow them. If they tell you do something, don't try to tell me what you think.
Yes,
I'm trying to tell you.
In a nutshell, we're telling all women
to be coachable.
Wake up. You have your destiny in your hands.
Yes.
You have the women around you.
Yes.
Move towards them. No one is going to drive you away. No, I mean, you have everything right in front of you. And the program is Women and Leadership on Canal. We're talking about investing in a woman, accelerating growth. We'll be right back after the jingle. Despite the remarkable strides made by women leaders in inspiring others with creativity, innovation, and leadership prowess, a significant problem persists: the low representation of women in leadership positions. The issue is glaringly evident in Cameroon, where out of 65 ministerial positions, a mere 11 are held by women. Shockingly, since independence, there hasn't been a single woman governor.
When you see in the discretional power, in the nomination, we don't have any. We don't have a lot of women. In the state of the ministry, we have only 11 women pour 65. It's not very enough. In this area, we have a lot of problems, a lot of discrimination.
If you look at the number of women who are in leadership positions today, it's definitely much, much better and much stronger than it was 10, 15 years ago. I do think from a general society perspective, there is a lot more that we as parents and the general society can do to really encourage girls from a very young age as to the aspirations around leadership, and not only leadership in general, but even the more technical subjects like technology.
Professor Vivian Piole emphasizes the need for women to work harder, build confidence, and surmount changes in the face of this gender disparity. While the hours of exchange provided valuable insights, there is a pressing need to address the roots of the problem.
We talk also of recognition, acknowledgement of people that are working with you, because all of them will help you to manage your time, you see. Because if you have many things on your table to run, will you start with the one that is less urgent, less productive, and so on? No. You will find what is more productive and what is more urgent.
Following the exchange, women were advised to conduct regular SWOT analysis and embrace continuous innovation, highlighting the importance of adaptability in a dynamic professional landscape.
It's one of the major changes and trends within technology is the advent of artificial intelligence. So today I had the privilege of speaking about artificial intelligence, explaining to the women who were in the room what it is, what the benefits are, what the risks are, and also what the opportunities are going into the future.
Motivation for women in a unique event called L, Women and Mutations. This initiative aligns with the International Women's Day and is organized by Afrique Empowerment, and further underscoring the collective effort to empower and uplift women. Welcome back. The program is Women and Leadership on Canal International, and we are diagnosing this year's theme, 2024 Women's Day theme, which is investing in women and celebrating growth. But this time around, we've had one other young lady this time join us. She is a business woman. She's just 28. How long have you been doing this, or how are you doing today? Let me start from there.
I'm fine, thank you. It's for about 3 months, 1 year, 3 months, that I decided to invest in this business. I was first working in a company as an assistant commercial, so it was a little bit hard after the COVID-19 and salaries became difficult. So I decided to enter into entrepreneurship.
Now, what pushed you into investing in yourself? Because that's investing in yourself actually. And how did you begin? Was it easy?
It was not actually that easy. When I left the company, it was hard for me. Because being in a situation that you had a salary each month, it was not that easy. So I decided to go in for a training. I did a training for about 5 days on how to manipulate, because I don't do only cake, I do fruit juice. Pure fruit juice, baobab, nectar de biscuits, and I had also passion for cooking. So I decided to go and do training on what I did not know, like the way of conserving fruit juice from a plastic bottle, and also my passion for natural things and health, because my main target or my client targets are, how can I say, good health mongers, people that are looking for good health. Let me take for an example, the cake that I'm presenting here are cassava flour made cake. And in this cake, there's really less, let me say just 2 spoons of sugar, because it's banana. The main sugar in my cake is banana. And the chocolate here is poor cacao done in Cameroon. So if you are a good health lover, somebody that somebody that don't like sugar, and somebody that don't like flour, you can really consume this cake and be okay.
Now, how much did you start with as capital? Because I'm asking this question because there are a lot of people who think that if I don't have 1 million francs yet, I can't start something. If I don't have like 500,000 francs, I'm still waiting for money from somewhere. You don't know, like actually start with 5,000, 10,000. You look for a mentee, someone sees you, and the person is encouraged and the person supports you. Now, how did you start? I'm talking about capital-wise.
Honestly, I started with 50,000 francs.
50,000?
Yes, 50,000 francs.
And the 50,000 has multiplied and multiplied?
Yes, it has multiplied, but it has multiplied, but they say but because of the increase of, how can I say,
cost of
primary designated markets has gone up, so it's affecting.
And due to the essence, I started by selling fruit juice with 50,000 francs. I was buying plastic bottles, and I could sell like 10 to 15 bottles per day. Then I saw that 10 to 15 bottles per day, I was obliged to do it every day. It could be tiring, so I went for the training. I learned how to do pasteurization, use the method of pasteurization. That's how I started doing 100, 200. Then I was selling at...
started scaling her business.
All right.
MTN Aqua.
Okay.
I was selling the salad free. I have videos.
All right. Clara, she needs Clara. Yes, can you come in?
So what's your name again?
My name is Poposi Chambajil and Poposi.
I already love you.
I know.
I already love you. And with this mindset,
yes,
trust me, you're going to go far.
Yes.
And the beginning might be strong, but as you go further, it becomes easier. And do not focus on what you're making right now.
Yes.
Focus on the value you're creating. When people get to understand the value, they will pay for that value. So it's a slow process, but trust the process. After this, if you need me to help you with financial plan, costing, and all those things, I can always make time for that.
Thank you.
Yeah. See,
Doctor Vivian, I just tell my daughter that I see her going so far.
Yes.
Because you decided to go natural, natural, and that's what is current. Everybody now wants to go organic. And you decided to take that line of business. I believe you are going to go really far. And I also, apart from my doctor work, I'm more into natural products too. Yes, I'm forever living products, and we talk a lot, we read a lot about natural things. So if you think I can be of help to advise you or whatever way, feel free, darling.
All right, just to say there are a lot of young girls like her
absolutely
who decide maybe to go to the social media and instead of using it in the right way, they use it in the wrong way. But actually, you could do huge sales. We're talking about digitalization right now.
Yes.
How we can exploit the digital world to brand new products, brand new stuff, and so more. Now, King, now you are into coaching, listening to a young girl like this. How does it inspire you to get more young girls to talk to so that they could invest in what they do? Because this actually what we call investing in yourself. And a lot of people are scared of investing in themselves. That like, am I going to, is like, is it failure? Am I going to make it? Am I going to fail?
People say.
They start already mounting blocks even without doing it.
Oh yes, that's a really good question, Maureen. Let me tell you, most people would never start because they're afraid of success, right? And when I say afraid of success, it's really what's driving that fear is the fear of failure. Because people, they're going to be laughed at. And that's something that we do really well as a community, right? You're succeeding, and what people are waiting for is for you to fail so they can say, aha, But I'm going to encourage you, because here's the honest truth. When you fail, and there are going to be challenges as you're growing, but when you fail, learn the lessons. You're right now in the learning phases of your business, and the same applies to any young female entrepreneur out there. I would say that the first 3 years in your business, you should look at it as investing in your business. So you're learning, you're seeing what works, what does not work, bouncing back from the failures, refining your process, fine-tuning it. And one thing that I also want you to do is great to get training on the product that you're doing or the service that you're offering, but it's also good to get some basic training on entrepreneurship. Right? Entrepreneurship 101. You want to understand just the basics of this, because it's going to go from this to someday you're owning bakeries all over Cameroon. You're right? You need to be able to 1,000 workers, and you cannot wait until that time to get it. So you need to start seeing it now. So coaching, find a mentor. There's someone who is doing the same thing, right? So we're mentors, but I want you to specifically find a mentor that's in the baking this business, because guess what? They're advanced. They've learned everything that you need to learn. Find them. When they see your passion, your drive for this, they're going to be more encouraged to mentor you, to help you grow, right? So mentors in your specific field. And when I think about other, I'm so proud of you, And when I think about other young women out there who want to start, I'm passionate about empowering women. I came to Cameroon for 3 things: to participate in the leadership development conversation, to participate in the women's empowerment conversation, but also to participate in mentoring of the girl child. And for me, you're 28, that's great. I want to catch them in Form 5. So I'm looking to start a mentorship program for young girls in Form 5 to upper 6. My intention is to go into every single high school or college in America where they're from 5 to opposite girls and have that initial conversation, then we're going to take it online. Everybody can get on Zoom to empower you and to bring all of you to participate and all the other women to participate in training and educating our
All right,
youth.
thank you. Clara, you equally have the same empowerment program, because I think every CEO, every woman in a leadership position undertakes an empowerment program or a mentee mentor program. Then we're going to move. Can you tell us about your program empowering young girls?
Yeah, so when I moved back to Cameroon in 2022, I realized how backward we are.
That's how many years ago? That's
2 years, January 2022.
Okay, 2 years back.
Yeah, or 2021, 2022, yeah. I realized how backward we are because, and I'm not talking about the Western world, I'm talking about Ghana. I was in Ghana for 18 years, and I can tell you, I am a product of mentorship, and I understand what representation means. When a young girl sees a woman doing what she wants to do, she has hope.
Yes.
Mentorship gives hope. Mentorship gives guidance. Mentorship gives support. Nobody on earth has ever done a great thing alone.
Nobody.
We always need people.
Yes.
And there is nothing as good as somebody that has walked in the path you're trying to walk. When that person opens her life to you, it makes you understand what to do and what not to do. It gives you time. It reduces the chances of failure. And it gives you hope. Where there is hope, there is life. Every time I sit and I see somebody that is my mentor, I know I can get there. It's just a matter of time.
All right. All right, we are running out of time. I would like Dr. Vivian Tasabo to look at camera and in just 15-30 seconds to tell us what you want a woman out there to get from you. How, because we're talking about changing of mindsets and try to do the right thing to all contribute for our self-development and for our communities.
I'm so glad that the two panelists are for young girls. I am more for older women because my 50+ club, you know, I had a Zoom meeting the other day where I'm trying to let them know that even at 50 they can start up a business.
Yes.
And there's a lot that you can do online today. You know, at this age we are probably tired. We can't run, we can't walk like others. You can sit on one spot and do something. It may be network marketing. It may be watching videos for people and they pay you. There's a lot that you can do online. So I want to tell these women, this is my own age, you know, they say the old school, and that we shouldn't spend our whole life depending on our kids. Because that's really the problem. They are young, look as young as she is, 28, and what she's doing. The next thing is that the parents will start asking, send money for this. I don't want it that way. That's why I decided to take the upper class of people, you know, 50+. Let's see how we can continue to build ourselves, grow our businesses, and be able to live comfortably and happily for the rest of our lives.
Right, King, your camera.
Okay.
Just in 30 seconds, you're telling a woman out there what she needs to hear so she can have a change of mindset.
So what I have to say is you don't have to be great to start. I want you to hear that. You don't have to be great or even good to start. You just need to start. Whatever it is that you're feeling right now, whatever that burning desire is in your heart, because we all have desire. Desire is the starting point of everything. Whatever it is, regardless of how old you are, regardless of where you are in Cameroon, you could be in the most remote part of Cameroon right now. If you're listening to me, it's something inside of you saying you can. All you need to do is to start now. Again, you don't have to be great to start. Every woman on this panel has told you their story. We all came from nothing, very humble beginnings. We were minorities even in Cameroon, right, as English-speaking citizens. So if we could get here and we're talking to you, that's proof that you can. I look at myself and I always say, when I'm in America, I tell my friends there are 3 strikes against me, so I have to work hard. I'm a woman, that's a minority. I'm a black woman, that's a minority. I'm an African woman. So there were 3 strikes against me, but that did not stop me from going boldly in the direction of the things that I wanted to be, do, and have in life. And if I can, trust me, you can.
Clara, your camera right in front of you.
I'm talking to the young ladies. Being a woman is just a gender issue. It does not limit you from fulfilling your purpose on earth. You are a woman, but before being a woman, you are a human being. You've got all it takes to be successful. Focus, hard work, look up to people you want to be like, and when you fail, get up and start again. We are in a world that you are bombarded with images and information from everywhere. We live in a very digital world. I want you to understand one thing. Whether you're intentional or not, you are building a brand for yourself. Doing nothing is a brand. Doing something is a brand. Be intentional about your brand, because people only perceive what you give them, and what you tell them is what they will take. Be intentional, and of course, dream, and dream very big, because you've got all what it takes to be that big.
All right, thank you so much, ladies, for answering positively to our invitation. The program was of Women and Leadership on Canal International. If you watch it, then don't fail to watch another time. Thank you all so much. Bye-bye.